But good morning and welcome everybody to round number 2 of the Australian Offshore Superboat Championships, brought to you by Hornet Plumbing Services. Big shout out to those guys who've come on board this season. It's going to be absolutely epic for them. It's also part of the National Drivers Championship here at Wyndham Harbour and in a couple of weeks' time at Geelong. Going to be an awesome weekend. We've got 6 races over 2 days and it is going to be fantastic. We've got our Super Sport 85 and 65 categories. We've also got the Super V 85, which is a ski race category as well. And of course the big bangers here as well. 222 Boost Mobile and also Acme Racing here to run and run hard. It's going to be a great weekend. We got a bit of wind coming through this morning, Saturday morning here at Wyndham Harbour, and it's going to chop up. So these boys are getting themselves prepared. Going to be some awesome racing. Big thank you to Hornet Plumbing, and we'll see you on the water. Well, 2024 champion Paddy Pack, mate, it was a big season for you. Mate, only a few wins last season, but reliability was the key.
Yeah, Bishop, yeah, it was good for us, but yeah, as you say, we had only, not too many wins, but we were always doing well and always consistent, and yeah.
And it must be pretty satisfying when you built this boat with your own 2 hands, got the mould, laid it up, rigged it, the whole lot, and then to go and win a national championship in its first season. It wouldn't be too many blokes who claim that, I don't think.
Nah, I know of one, but not too many others. But yeah, we're pretty stoked. We're happy.
Fantastic, mate. Now, you didn't compete round number 1 up in Lake Mac. That's going to make your job a little bit harder now for this season?
Yeah, so we were lucky to welcome a new baby girl into the world at the same weekend as Lake Mac, so she's in trouble, but yeah. But no, it should be good. We're looking forward to the racing. The wind's beginning to pick up, which will be great if it does, and yeah.
Well, congratulations, of course, mate. And what's her name, please?
Cecilia.
Fantastic, and going well?
Yeah, she's doing great. Mum's doing great, and the older sister's doing good too, so yeah.
Good job, mate. Now you've got to get down to the business of trying to win this championship. As you say, blowing up a bit here. Your boat's a fantastic rough water boat.
Yeah, thank you, Bishop. No, it is. It definitely helps us when it's rough. We've been doing a lot of work with props, trying to get that speed in the flat water as well, so we're pretty happy with it. We've been trying to we want a well-rounded boat, so we're working towards it, and yeah, it is what it is with the conditions.
A few ski race boys coming into the category as well, mate. It should be exciting.
Oh, mate, I'm very amped to hear those boats. Yeah, it should be grouse.
Mate, good luck this weekend. You had a great season last season. Let's hope you can continue it on. You've got a bit of work to do because no round number 1. So good luck, brother.
Yeah, thank you, Bishop. Cheers.
Good afternoon and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to beautiful Wyndham Harbour for the Hornet Property Services round number 2 of the Australian Offshore Superboat Championships. My name is Dave Bishop, and we'll be bringing you all the action. 2 races here today. We've got our Super Sports categories going out onto the water now, and then the big bangers come out a little bit later on today, folks. So get your position on the bank. We've already had round 1 of the championship run and won up in Lake Macquarie in Newcastle, and it was an epic event. Now the boats bring their way down here to Victoria to compete here, and then in 2 weeks' time competing in Geelong. I'll give you the dates on those shortly. But the boats that we have out on the course here, and this is round number 1 also of the Hornet Property Services National Drivers Championship, brought to you by Motec Performance. So a big shout out to the guys at Motec who are here this weekend helping out a lot of the competitors as well. The boats that we have 3 categories on the water for you here this afternoon. We've got the Super V 85 category. For all of you people that have followed water ski racing over many years, Southern 80 and Bridge to Bridge and all that stuff, Mildura 100s, Robinvale 80s, we have got some of the best ski racing boats on the planet here for you today. Running out of pole will be the Gone Mental with Sam Livesley. It's an F21 Force hull with a Tony Dempster big block twin turbo Chevrolet. Then we've got outside him Tim Pickford running in Sapphire, 2-time Southern 80 outright champion. And of the third boat that we have in the Super V85 category is Avenger F1, and we've got Adrian Bishop and Lockie Panamon. All of them are F1 Force hulls, and it's going to be their first foray into offshore powerboat racing, so it should be very, very special to see how these guys go. They're running on the inside. Then we have our Super Sports 85. All these boats limited to the 85 mile an hour speed bracket. They're all running GPSs on board the boats. Supersport 85 is Special Edition with Mark the Russian, with Melanie Nelson, his co-driver. Outside current series champion Mick Kelly and Jason Kelly, and the Colonel Racing. They are also sponsored by the Hornet Property Services, those boys. And we got Ryan Shannon, Scott Kelly in the RS Motorsports, which is the cockpitted catamaran that you'll see out there. Okay, then we've got a big field of Supersport 65 limited boats. We'll quickly run through them as the boats are being picked up by the start boat, so I better be quick. Harry Backer and Shane Payton in the Nutcase. They won round number 1 convincingly. The current series champions, unfortunately, not coming to round number 1, so they've got a lot of work to do, which is Paddy and Michael Pack in the Valentis. Outside the Nutcase will be the Villain with the Cayley boys, Danny and Dean, father-son combination. Then we got Greggy Walters in the Hun 7-4. Avenger F2, Jackson Bishop, one of our ski racing crews. It's a F21 Force. Then we've got in Forsen, Adrian Vandersloos, who by day is a stunt pilot and by the weekends races boats and does ski racing. He's got Corey Robson in the boat with him. Valentis 25, Michael and Paddy Pack outside them. Then it's the cardiac arrest with Charlie Dioro and Peter Conglandro. And then we've got Waston Doe on the outside, Lance Muse and Ben Brown. White flag flying high. These guys will do a sighting lap of the course. So slow speed lap. A big shout out to the boys running our start boat here as well. And we'll just pick the boats up as they come through and let you know who is who in the zoo here as these boats get themselves sorted out. So the ski race boys out in front here at the moment, that is Adi Bishop in the Avenger. It's an F21 Force hull running Mercury QC4V power and Mercury number 6 outdrive. On the outside of him is Sam Livesley in the Gone Mental, another F21 S Force hull. This boat running a bespoke twin-turbo Chevrolet engine. On the inside's the RS Motorsports. They're running in the Supersports 85 category. Outside them in the orange and blue machine is Mark the Russian. Following up there, we can see Tim Pickford in the white machine, the F21 Force, the Sapphire. So all white boat there for Pickford. The cardiac arrest goes through. We just noticed he got Colonel going through there. Current series champions. On the inside, we got the Villain. On the outside of them, the Valentis. So the blue boat on the inside, Villain, Valentis, the white boat on the outside. The all yellow machine is the Waston Doe. It's a PFM or Revolution hull. Outside of those winners of round number 1, we have got the Nutcase, the black and green machine with Harry Backer and Shane Payton. And then rounding out the rest of the boats here are Enforcen and Avenger F2. So that's your field, ladies and gentlemen. Some very, very serious boats, and this wind is absolutely howling through the commentary point. Big welcome to everybody at home and overseas on GP Hydro live streaming, as well as we go live here at Wyndham Harbour, Victoria, Australia. Beautiful backdrop of the beautiful city of Melbourne in the background there. And it is howling a gale out here on beautiful Port Phillip Bay here today. Big shout out to the team at Wyndham Harbour as well. Always fantastic supporters of what we do. And we've got 2 rounds of a National Drivers' Championship for offshore powerboats here this weekend as well. This is round number 1. Brought to you by Hornet Property Services and Motec, and they will be live on TV on Channel 7 Mate and also 7 Plus. So very excited about that. Check your local guides, Channel 7 Mate and 7 Plus. We've got Sean Hedgerwood here from 321 Ignition doing a beautiful job. Plenty of cameras on board these boats as well. And we're going to bring you some amazing footage over the next 2 rounds of this particular National Drivers' Championship for offshore powerboats. Is something that has flowed on from the National Drivers' Championship for forced aspiration boats, and now moving into the realms of offshore as well. So powerboat racing very, very healthy and strong here in Australia. and a great field of Super V 85, Super Sports 85 and Super Sports 65 boats. Anticipation now as everybody getting close to a start. It'll be pretty bumpy up the top end of that course, and you can see the spray from the boats as they're ploughing into these big holes out here on Port Phillip Bay. Okay, folks, get your backsides trackside because we are about to go racing in round number 2 of the Australian Offshore Superboat Championships. Brought to you by Hornet Property Services and Motec. And the beautiful coup de grace start boat doing a fantastic job bringing these boats down, but the flag is down. I think he wants to race them into the first corner, but we got Avenger. Lead boat, special edition, down through the outside. They're having a battle there with the Colonel on the inside of them and RS Motorsport. So our 3 Super Sport 85 boats around the outside. Gone Mental running into second spot in the Super V 85 category. And Sapphire running out into third in that particular class. So they're all our 85 limited boats at the moment as they go through. But it is all 80 Bishop at the moment. In the Avenger, doing a fantastic job in that QC4V Mercury Racing powered F21 Force. He's running in the Super V85 category and leading back to the Gone Mental. Running into third is Sapphire at the moment. Only the 3 competitors in this ski race class. These boys know they're alive. Super Sport 85 category at the moment. It's all RS Motorsports with Ryan Shannon, Scott Kelly. Running back to Special Edition with Mark the Russian and Melanie Nelson. And Colonel Racing right in the middle of the mix as well. So you can throw a blanket over them. Mick and Jason Kelly, uncle and nephew combination. Here's the 65 category and it's all Villain. Back to Do and Doe on the outside of them. On the far inside, Cardiac Arrest. And inside them's Paddy Pack in the Valentis. Or the Pack Boys. So this is going to get interesting as they come down through the bottom turn, taking some huge hits, these boats. Hun 74 with Greggy Walters just running through there. And that's the final boat going through there is Enforcin'. Adrian van der Sluis doing a good job there with Corey Robson. Didn't get the start they would have liked. So up through the top turning, you see these teams already taking an absolute beating here at the moment. Let's have a look at them as they come through. So lead boat was the Avenger. Big Adrian Bishop behind the wheel. Lockie Panham in the navigator's seat. Braver man than I, but now they've been overhauled. Although not running in the same category, but the lead boat now coming from the Super Sport 85 class is Mark the Russian and Melanie Nelson in the Coodercraft, the special edition, running the Maritimo. Big block engine. Mercury number 6 drive, and he'll be absolutely lapping up these conditions, absolutely loving it. So Super Sports 85 category now are broken away from the Super Sport Super V85 category. So it's a Super Sport 85 boats doing battle. Colonel into second place. RS into third place at the moment. So Special Edition proving its offshore capabilities here in these rough conditions. Race leader now coming through in the Super V85 is the Avenger F1, Adrian Bishop and Lockie Panham. Then it's back to Sam Livesley in the Gone Mental. Doing a great job, all these boys. Not having to worry about skiers out here at the moment. Looks like we've got a boat coming in here. This is a problem. I think this might be Jackson. Jackson it is. It's Jackson Bishop there with Avenger F2. They've got drama in their 21-foot Cyclone hull. And that's disappointing for the boys there as they come in. They were probably a good show. That's a good hull for this type of water. But unfortunately, they have some sort of issue and they are pulling out. So that is the Avenger done for this race, unfortunately. Okay, so running into third place now, Tim Pickford in the Sapphire, the big F21 Force, a former Bedlam boat for those ski racers of you that know what's what and who's who in the zoo. And now our Super Sport 65, Pickford has a bit of a hook down through the bottom turn, but it's Paddy Pack, the current series champion. Paddy and Mick Pack in the Valentus. They have got around the Cayley boys there in the Villain. So the Valentus doing a beautiful job. They didn't contest round number one, so they really need wins under their belt now. And at the moment, they look like they're going about it very, very nicely indeed. Running into third spots, the Cardiac Arrest, Charlie Diorio and Peter Coglandro. Just got word on the radio too, folks. It looks like Ryan Shannon, Scott Kelly may have an issue in the RS Motorsports boat as well. So that's disappointing for them. So the Do and Doe now comes through. Or Waste and Doe, I should say. He's got too many boats, that guy. Come on, Paul, you confuse me. So Lance Muse and Benny Brown doing a very, very nice job indeed at the moment. Race leader now comes through to tick off another lap. Mark the Russian out of Malakuta in Victoria. Sounding absolutely dynamic, and it's great. Fantastic to have Melanie Nelson on board this boat. I think for the first time. I'm not sure we've seen Melanie running before. Colonel working overtime at the moment to try and bridge the gap between Special Edition and the Colonel machine. And of course we've lost RS Motorsports, so that is a real shame. Here's a battle going on here with Enforce and Adrian Vandersloot on the outside. And on the inside there is the Soul, Greggy Walters in the Hun 74. So it's Force versus Haynes, 2100S Haynes on the inside. Greggy's been competing this championship for 2 years now. And he always runs in the boat by himself. He reckons he can't get anyone silly enough to get in it with him. That may be the case. All right, getting a little bit of a word that we may have lost Nutcase in the mix as well. As down through the bottom turn, we see Avenger coming through, still leading the Super V85 category back to the Gone Mental. So Bishop and Panham doing a very nice job. They're just holding out Sam Livesley, who's doing a very nice job. Sam comes from a car racing background, and I tell you what, he wouldn't be getting beaten up like this in his little Tirana, I can assure you. But he's doing a beautiful job and driving that boat very, very well indeed. He can see that Avenger boat in front of him. And I'm sure he'll be doing everything he can to try and get ahead of him. Very, very sloppy out here on Port Phillip Bay at beautiful Wyndham Harbour at the moment. Big shout out to our wonderful sponsors, Hornet Property Services, along with Motec and MSC Signs. Big shout out Scotty Patterson. Hopefully Scotty's watching or is here somewhere. I'm not sure. MSC Signs, of course, fabulous supporters of powerboat racing in Australia. Race leader now in the Supersport 65 category, and it is the Valentis with the Pack Boys. Current series champions, as I said, missed round number 1. They're going for wins. They need as many wins under their belt as they can possibly get. Villain coming through into second spot at the moment, the Cayley Boys. Father and son combination of Danny and Dean. Those boys have just gobbled up Timmy Pickford there in the Sapphire, and Cardiac Arrest just having a cheeky look up the inside of him. So Charlie Diorio and Pete Coglandro. But Mark the Russian pushing on. Special edition. The big 24-foot Coodercraft. It's got the Maritimo Racing big block Chevy. Mercury number 6 outdrive on this boat. I can see Mickey Ratcliffe down here just having a bit of a look, mate. What do the conditions look like to you, brother? Is Wall happy? Go and do it for Lockie, boys. Absolutely. Down through the bottom turn, it's a Colonel Machine with the Kelly boys, the Kelly gang. They're bush rangers. They're trying to steal a win here today, but at the moment they've got a big challenge coming from the Russian out in front of them. Muse, very, very handy ski racer, both in the cockpit and also out on the back on a ski. And Benny Brown doing the silly job in the navigator's seat there. So these boys come down through and tick off another lap. So having a good run. Dove and Lancaster are smiling at the moment, but I don't know whether they'll be smiling later on. It's got time for Stevie to punch a couple more Winnie Blues before you go out there, boys. You should be all right. Okay, front straight away and back with a race leader in the Super V85 category. It is Adrian Bishop. No relation, funnily enough. And Lockie Panham. But, I tell you what, have a look at God Mental. Sam Livesley, he has made up a heap of ground on the Avenger machine, and this is turning into a battle, folks. Livesley has made up at least 10 to 12 boat links on that lap, and the Gone Mental is on the hard charge. I'd be jumping in their wash if it was me, Scotty. Get a little bit of a carpet ride until you need to pass them. That's what I'd be doing. Enforcing. I would not be strapping on a ski, Scott. Absolutely not. Enforcing, doing the right thing, just running in their wash, but it's probably pretty messy back where they are at the moment with Adrian Vandersloot and Corey Robson. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, Adrian is a stunt pilot. So he would have spent a fair bit of time up above Point Cook out here, but maybe not as much time out on the water. And if he was on the water in his plane, he's probably done it wrong. Here we go, Supersport 60. There's an absolute ding-dong going on here at the moment as well. We got Villain on the outside and Valentis on the inside in the lead. So the Pack Boys, Paddy and Mick, up against the Cayley Boys. And this is a red-hot battle, but the Russian now. This is how hard Mark the Russian's pushing. The big boat out of Malakuta, the Coodercraft, the special edition. Starting to lap boats now. He is the fastest man on the course by a mile. Along with Melanie Nelson, his partner in crime. They fire at the back chute, and the Kelly boys are wondering which way Special Edition's gone at the moment. Hun 24 just goes through, having a little bit of a lonely run out there at the moment is the Hun 74 with Greg Walters. Tim Pickford getting beaten to death out here. Working overtime. Current Southern 80 title holder, but I tell you what, this ain't no Southern 80. He is getting beaten out there at the moment. Big jump there from Pickford, so he's having a real go. This is one of a stable of 3 boats that he has in his fleet. And this is actually its first race as far as I understand. It never ever got engine dramas and all sorts of things, and since Tim's owned it there hasn't been any ski racing, so basically first race, an absolute baptism of fire for this boat. So I'm sure Tim just getting used to this boat and how it likes to handle, where it likes to be trimmed, but doing a nice job. So it's a half-hour race, this one, folks. I'll just get some time on how far in we are. Should be around about 20 minutes in now. So around about another 10 minutes to run, folks. Okay, here we go. So this battle continuing on. And the Avenger crew have seen the challenge coming here. Oh, Avenger. Avenger's come to a stop. There's a problem. And that puts Sam Livesley into the lead of the Super V85 category in the Gone Mental. Livesley won't be able to believe his luck here. He was challenging him. He pushed him hard. And that is absolute devastation there for Adrian Bishop and Lachlan Pat. They led the whole race with less than 10 minutes to run, and that boat comes to a grinding halt. Special edition now comes through, ticks off another lap. The Russian on the hard charge still. He doesn't want to leave anything on the table in this one. And the battle continues in the Super Sport 65 category between the Valentis with the Pack Boys and the Cayley Boys in the Villain, the Blue Wash, so he might have listened to my advice. But I tell you what, these boats are taking a beating. The Villain machine is the Cootercraft Bad Boy machine, formerly of Ryan Shands. Unfortunately for Ryan, he's out. Colonel coming through. They're in hot pursuit of the special edition. They're running in the Super Sport 85. Running comfortably second at the moment, but I just can't see them making up the ground here. They had 3 for 3 in round number 1 at Lake Macquarie, but it's not going to be that way here. And Mark the Russian needs points desperately as we focus in there on Avenger. Just trying to get a set for what the boys are up to there, and can't really get a feel for what the problem is, but let's hope it's just a minor issue. That boat running the quad cam 4-valve Mercury Racing package, the QC4V, so very reliable bit of kit. Basically an off-the-shelf motor. Just trying to get confirmation now of both the crew are okay. We saw the boat, it looked like it came off a wave and it looks like maybe something broke. But no idea at the moment. Probably got around about 7 minutes left to run in this race. And the attrition rate is up, as we expect in these rough and tumble offshore conditions. Okay, so just getting word that potential engine problem there for the Avenger crew, which is a shame. Let's hope it's something they can get sorted out relatively quickly. So that moves Tim Pickford up into second place now in the Sapphire. As he brings a big machine through, working overtime. He's come off the pace a little bit as well. Not sure whether there's an issue there or whether he knows that he's probably not going to bridge that gap between Sam Livesley's Gone Mental, co-owner of that boat, Holly Preslick. She'll be in the crowd here somewhere as well. She'll be enjoying watching her man go around and getting the job done there in that beautiful force. Tony Dempster, the man that keeps that boat going. I know he's here this weekend. Good Bendigo boy. So Mark the Russian now down through the bottom turn and powers his way up the back chute. Sam Livesley. He will now, I would think, go into self-preservation mode. Try and keep the boat in one piece. Try and bring it home. Only about 5 minutes left to run. Another few laps and he'll be done. Greggy Walters in the Hun 7-4. Comes through. Ticks off another lap. Don't forget the big boys will be coming out to play as we just watched the Colonel coming through. They're running in P2 at the moment in the Supersport 85. P1 is the Valentis, the Pack boys, and they've made some ground now on the Cayley boys. So Paddy and Mickey Pack, they'll be pretty happy with this, but they need it because they didn't contest round number one. They need the points towards the championship. This, of course, is round number one of the National Drivers' Championship for these guys, so this is setting them in really good stead for Motec. Also Hornet Property Services and MSC Signs. Race number 2 will be coming up at 2 o'clock, folks, so it won't be a big gap between races. Be a great opportunity for those of you that are here on site. Go and grab yourself something to drink and something to eat, and also everybody at home. We've got quite a few interviews this morning, so we'll be playing those back for you in between races just to get a feel for where everybody's at in the championship currently. Got some great insight from a lot of the drivers on last season and also round number 1 at Lake Macquarie. Great to see so many people coming down to watch the powerboat racing here, the Offshore Superboat Championships. I think I see Anthony DeFina. Is that you, Anthony, down there? Why don't you come up and have a quick chat, mate? You got a couple of minutes. Might get the Commodore of the Australian Offshore Powerboat Club up just to come and give his take on what's going down. Have a look at the Russian. I can see the smile under this guy's helmet from here. He is absolutely on the hard charge. No prisoners being taken at the moment. Mark the Russian and Melody Nelson absolutely on fire at the moment as the big Coodercraft comes through and ticks off another lap. And join him in commentary. Oh, gee, the power I've got, it's amazing. Hello, Anthony.
G'day, Bicho. How you going?
Fabulous, mate. Now, good race going on out here. A lot going on. A little bit of attrition, as I expected, but a few of these boys might have been a little bit of an eye-opener for them, I think.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think we started off with 15 and we're probably down to 10 or 11 boats now, but it's great to see some of those super class boats having a crack, and they're really having a go. So old Sam's doing all right. Mark the Russian just streets ahead of everyone else, but yeah, great field of boats.
It is fantastic, mate. I ski raced for 29 years and I know those boys are competitive. They don't care if they've got skiers on or not. In fact, sometimes the poor old skiers wave down and don't get them. But just interesting watching out the back here. I can see Nutcase, mate. They came to a stop, but they're a few laps down. But looks like it's good to see they're back up and going again.
Yeah, there they are. Look, Harry and Shane are up and going again. He's getting a bit of air there. Colonels are really strong, so they're probably going to finish a strong second without me mozzing him. What's Harry doing? Look at him go.
Yeah, he's having an absolute go here, mate. Harry, I'm not sure he needs to have a go at the moment. He probably just needs to bring that boat home, wouldn't you think?
No, he's 2 laps down and there's about 2 minutes to go. So you just want to finish now. He's got another race in about an hour and a half's time.
All right, mate. I won't keep you here too long because you've got to go and race next in the Mantis. 3 for 3 up at Lake Macquarie. You're leading the championship at the moment. You're current champions. You must go in with a little bit of confidence. Yeah,
look, we know the boat's good. We know we're a good pairing, but we've got 2 races tomorrow as well. So sometimes it's about preserving the gear, but we'll see how we go.
Good luck, mate.
Thanks, Richo.
Andy Defina, ladies and gentlemen, not only the driver of the Mantis, but also the Commodore of the Australian Offshore Powerboat Club. So doing a great job out there, and you're going to see him out there racing soon. He's got lots of stiff competition coming from, in particular, the brand new Sting machine, which I'm pretty excited to see out on the water and see how that battle goes down. But not long left to run in this one now. I'm not sure if we got a time on that. Russell might let me know. But we've certainly had a fair bit of attrition in this one. Okay, so just had word 5 minutes left to run in this one, folks. So not long to go. And these guys are taking a beating. Don't worry about that out there. The boat's working overtime, and I reckon a few of them might know they're alive. Not this bloke, though, Mark the Russian. He always says he's a rough water specialist, so today's the day to prove himself. And he is absolutely proving himself at the moment. No prisoners from Mark the Russian at the moment. Melanie Nelson doing an amazing job, doing navigating job in that boat. Conditions pretty gnarly out here on Port Phillip Bay here at Wyndham Harbour. For those of you watching on GP Hydro live streaming at home and around the world, we are around about 40 minutes from the CBD of the capital of Victoria, Melbourne. You can actually see it in the background, the beautiful city of Melbourne, the place where I grew up. And Port Phillip Bay is the absolute playground for plenty of fishermen, plenty of boaties, plenty of water skiers. And we're absolutely blessed to live in this part of the world. We're very lucky. Hun 74, Greggy Walters now comes through. He ticks off another lap. He's having a lonely run. He's come right off the pace. I'm not sure whether he's just in self-preservation mode or whether he's got some sort of issue. But rounding around the outside of him. Just got word that a boat had retired. I didn't quite pick up who it was. So we'll try and get that for you. And disappointment, ladies and gentlemen, the boat that I just got. Race leader of the Super V85 category, Sam Livesley, and the Gone Mental. That's going to open the door for Tim Pickford, the sole remaining boat in that category. He's gone from a rooster to a feather duster. Or is it the other way around? So we'll keep our eye out for Pickford, because I don't think I've seen him for a little bit either. Paddy and Mick Pack just nearly had a hook there. The boat leapt up on its side. They still got this big challenge coming from the Cayley boys. And I think we're picking up Pickford now coming down the front straight away there. Just watching Vandersloot there on the screen for those of you watching. So Adrian Vandersloot there, he just coming through, but just behind him is a special edition, Mark the Russian. Melanie Nelson. On the inside is now race leader of the Super V85 category, Mr. Tim Pickford. Conserving the gear, Sapphire Racing, current Southern 80 champion. Running the Mercury Racing QC 4V package, Mercury number 6 drive. And Pickford just getting it done nicely. Maybe he went out with a plan not to wreck the thing, but certainly... Yeah, just watching too, we see Do and Do's pulled out as well, which is disappointing for them. I actually snapped the engine off that boat, Barney, about 5 years ago in Port Phillip Bay. Hope he hasn't done it again. I can still see the engine, so that's good. In a practice run, would you believe? Okay, so our race leader has set off on his final lap, special edition. Colonel Racing comes through, Mick and Jason Kelly doing a beautiful job. So Mark the Russian and Melanie Nelson, race leaders in Super Sport 85 category, and in fact they are outright leaders as well. Race leader in the Super V85 is the sole remaining boat of Sapphire Racing with Tim Pickford. Race leader in Super Sport 65 is the Valentis with Paddy and Michael Pack. Running into second place is the Villain. And I think it's just going to be a matter of attrition for third place in the Super Sport 65 category. It's going to get a little bit interesting here because we got race leader coming down and they're about to overhaul the race leaders in Super Sport 65, the Valentis. So he's definitely going to get the checkered flag, and that's a race win for Special Edition. One race, one win. Lock that in, Eddie. Valentis will have to go and do another lap. Paddy and Mick Pack. They did not pick up the checkered flag as far as I'm aware. To see if Mark the Russian picked up the flag. So the Villain will come in. They finish. So the Cayley boys into second place in Super Sport. Yeah, unfortunately, a couple of stops there for the nutcase is going to see them out. So this has been real attrition. If we a junkyard of very expensive race boats at the moment. Haven't seen the cardiac arrest either. We'll keep an eye out for them. So checker flag now out for everybody as we pick up the Huns 7-4, and this is Tim Pickford in Sapphire. Taking some big hits out there. He's working overtime. I think Tim will be looking for a masseuse after this one. Maybe even the Werribee dry cleaners potentially for the race. But ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Race winner in the Super V85 category, Tim Pickford in Sapphire. Second place in the Super Sports 85 is going to be Colonel Racing, Scotty and Mick Kelly. Great run there for those boys. Sponsored by Hornet Property Services. Hun 74, Greggy Walters. He'll come through and complete the course. Next boat to come through is going to be Enforcing, Adrian Vandersloot and Corey Robson. And I'll have to get confirmation, but I think a third place for those guys in the Supersport 65. Wait for the official results on that one though, please, folks. My live timing dropped out, so I'm running on the iometer at the moment, so now this is interesting. It looks as though Special Edition have not picked up on the checkered flag that they did get in the previous lap. I'm not sure if there's any penalties for completing an extra lap at race speed. That will have to be dealt with by the officials. Not my problem, thank God. But Special Edition comes through and we'll head back to the pits. Hello, Brett Dominks. Always good to see your smiling face at the boat races. So a couple of boats left to run here, and a few of them doing it really hard. Trying to pick up the boat just coming down the front straight away. Try and pick them up on the screen here for you. Yeah, it's Nutcase. So unfortunately, Nutcase have had all sorts of drama. They stopped for maybe 3 or 4 laps. And behind them is Race Leader. And they will be the race winner, although I think they're a little bit confused about the race order, but they have taken the win. So put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for your race winners in the Supersport 65. It is the Valentis with the Paddy and Mick Pack taking the win. But unfortunately, the Nutcase stopping a little short off the finish line. That is not where you want to be, and that is disappointing for Shane Payton and Harry the Boatman Backer. And it looks like Sam Livesley may actually bring the Gone Mental home, albeit at a limp. He was the race leader in the Super V85. I don't know whether he's going to come down. He may not complete the course because he's going inside the course. So if he had to run around the outside, he would have actually got a finish time. But unfortunately, that'll mean a DNF for the Gone Mental. So the ski racing boys came, they saw, they got beaten up pretty hard. Tim Pickford, maybe a very smart drive from him in hindsight. He wasn't on the pace, but he kept his boat in one piece. And has taken the win as a result of pure reliability. Finish first. First you have to finish, Scotty. And put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Scotty, Mick, the 2 Kelly boys in the Colonel, sponsored by Hornet Property Services, Mick and Jace Kelly. And that is a solid second spot for them, so they'll take home some good points for that one. So these boys need to back up at 3 o'clock for their second race. So there'll be some frantic work going on in the pits. Race number 2 is at 2 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. I make it 1:43, so it'll be a quick turnaround. We'll get these boats back out. We'll take a short break on GP Hydro live streaming for Hornet Property Services, MSC Signs and Motec here at Wyndham Harbour, Victoria, Australia for round number 2 of the Australian Offshore Superboat Championships. Hope you enjoyed race number 1. Let's get ready for the big boys to come out and play.